If you're critical of yourself, you really need to watch this video. In this video, I'm going to explain to you why you're critical of yourself and how you can get out of that behavior. If you're someone that's very hard on yourself, that criticizes yourself no matter what you're doing, whether it's something small or something huge, there's a reason for it. As human beings, we have behaviors that we got from the experiences of our lives, whether that's coming up with it ourselves or adopting it from other people. Think of each human as like an onion, and every layer of the onion is a filtered behavior that you've learned through the experiences of your life. Now, if you criticize yourself, this could be at any level. This could be constantly berating yourself in your head with your own thoughts, or it could be making one mistake and then speaking badly to yourself about it, trying to achieve something, not achieving it, and beating yourself up about it. Whether that's trying to achieve a win in a game or even simply trying to throw something in the trash bin. If you become aware of the way you react and speak to yourself in the moments you might not succeed in something, just know that that behavior is a learned behavior. As human beings, one of the ways that we protect ourselves is by doing the same thing that's happening to us ourselves, and that way it stops it happening as much or altogether externally. For example, let's say I'm in secondary school, I'm coming to the end of my school term and I'm doing my exams. And let's say on one of my exams, I have the ability to score 100%, but I score 60. Now, telling my caregivers that, they might respond in a way of going, well, why didn't you do the 40%? What was wrong with that? You need to go learn that. Instead of focusing and concentrating on the fact that I got 60% and praising me for that, the focus is on the 40% that I didn't get. And there's disappointment. There's not a lot of love happening in that moment. That disappointment is a form of rejection. And as a human being, I feel that. And that's the pain. That's what I don't want to feel. So there are parts of me now that have learned that, okay, we need to make sure that we get that other 40% as well, or at least get that 60% higher to reduce the amount that we didn't get. Because if we do that, then my caregivers will accept me. Then I will not be as rejected and I will be more loved. One of the ways that I do that is by doing the same thing that was done to me, is by criticizing the fact that I didn't get the 40% instead of even focusing or concentrating on the fact that I got 60%. Because by focusing on that, I'll make sure that I'm pushing myself to do whatever I need to do in order to achieve that. I'll study harder. I'll make sure I'm not allowing myself to slack off. This is how I make sure I'm not putting myself in the same environment where I was being rejected for not getting the 40%. And this is a learned behavior that continues onto my adulthood until I become aware of it. Now, as an adult, I might do something creative and paint or create music or even post a video. And even though people might be like, whoa, that's really cool, I really like that, you could be the most talented person doing what you're doing. You will still criticize it. These parts of you will still focus on the things that could have been better or should be better, all because of the learned behaviors of the experiences you've had throughout your life. And a lot of people will be like, oh, that's the critic in you. There is no critic. To say that there's a critic in you is to suggest that there's one part of you that is just this critic thing that is responsible for criticizing, not how you work. You are multiple parts, multiple personalities. There are multiple parts of you that have learned to criticize you in this way in order to keep you safe. Now, this is the really important part to understand. The parts of you that are criticizing you are actually for you, not against you. And this is how you get to a place of not continuing to criticize yourself, by understanding that these parts of you have this unhealthy behavior as a way to try and put you in a place where you're not rejected and you're accepted, because the experiences you've had in your life have taught you that the way you are equals rejection, equals disappointment. So if these parts of you mirror the experiences that you've had, it will get you to a place where you can behave and be the person that you're expected to be by the people that you want that acceptance from. By understanding that and going towards these parts of you with compassion and validating them, kind of being like, I get it. I get why you have this behavior. I don't blame you for having this behavior. You've tried to keep us safe, and you have kept us safe. By going towards these parts of yourself like this, you will validate, feel the emotion under it, go further into that part of yourself, which could even expose the really true underlying painful part of yourself, the part that's been rejected. Feel that part of yourself, integrate that part of yourself. And once you do that, the behavior doesn't need to be there anymore, because you're meeting that unmet need of safety. You're validating yourself and you're being there for yourself. This is how you stop the behaviors of criticizing yourself, by validating why they're there. If you want to take this further and learn more about how to resolve behaviors through raising self-awareness in order to be able to achieve everything that you want to achieve in this life, you can join our community where you have regular weekly access to workshop calls with me. These are the type of things that we talk about in the community, and we go much further into exercises and what we can do. If you want to get involved and take this further, all you got to do is click the link in the description below. Have a lovely day.